Yeah, so there's a story going around. It's kind of been all up and down my timeline, and I've been hesitant to really dive into it. But today, I decided to gather information on this particular subject, and this is about a professor at Cambridge named Jason Arday, who, according to the reports and the stuff that I read, was the youngest professor in the well, the youngest black professor, excuse me, in the history of Cambridge University. And he had, according to him and his resume, he had done all these amazing things, uh, accomplished so much, written these great papers, and just done, all these great things. I even seen one video that said, uh, somebody would call me right now. Yeah, that basically says that he really couldn't speak until he was 11 years old, and in his words, it allowed him to see the world in a different light, which I would think is true. uh, Anytime you can't speak, you have a tendency to observe a little more. So uh my phone is still ringing. I'm trying to, yeah, okay. So so uh he said that he couldn't speak until he was 11 years old, and he couldn't read or write until he was 18. But there are reports of people who went to school with him that said that they remember him speaking. Long story short, this is a situation where uh, someone was accused of plagiarism. And once they start digging into this person's background, they start noticing that a lot of things that this person had put down on paper, a lot of things that this person said that they accomplished, turned out to be false. And so this guy withdrew from the university, and only days later, he was found to be non-responsive and no longer here. And this is a story. To me, it's a lot of people do this, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm getting reports from people. So I'm if this is true, I have to preface my comments by saying, if what they're saying is true, a lot of people go through life living a lie, putting up a facade. I call them soda machines in the desert. I was connected to a person who was a soda machine in the desert. And the thing about these type of people is, uh to the outside world, it looks like they're winning. It looks like that even though they've lied and gotten to the top, or they may have, you know, done people wrong to get where they are, eventually those people will fall. I've always said that um, the God will elevate a narcissist just so they can fall harder than the rest of the people. And this is just a situation where once this guy got exposed, he could no longer live with himself. He couldn't live with the fact that he was just an average human being, which in my opinion, no human being is average. We all have some type of exceptional talent that we can use. It just has to be uh, manifested and cultivated. But this particular person here, once the cheers turned into boos, it was just too much. And this is a problem. A lot of people put their value and their meaning on accolades and material things, when those things can be stripped away from you. And when you spend your whole entire life lying, deceiving, fucking over people to acquire these things, and you lose them, that's a very detrimental thing to certain people. They don't know how to take it. And I think this was just a situation where, like I said, this guy came up with all these fantastic Superman, Spider-Man stories, Bruce Wayne stories, and at the end of the day, the truth will always come out. And so he was exposed for not being the person that he portrayed himself to be. And once that was put to the forefront, once he was exposed for this, he could no longer take it. And I don't know this guy personally, but I know I've met people in my life that are liars and conniving and mislead people, but they also have a trait of treating people like shit. And you know, you can't you cannot get revenge on a person like that. A person like that has to get their revenge from the universe, God, the creator. That's what has to happen. So yeah, Jason Arday, I hate that it came to this, but the truth will always come out. And if you spent your entire life lying about uh who you are and what you've done and what you've accomplished, when the cheers turn to booze, sometimes that can be a difficult thing for someone to deal with. And they I don't know how this person passed, but the unthinkable, they will result to the unthinkable.